Good news though, I have one little thing of good news at least. I don't want to make this a somber podcast. I want to have fun today. Um, so one piece of good news is I'm getting my diploma on the 31st.
Gang, gang.
What?
I'm talking about.
It's coming in the mail. So I will be college graduate.
Are you doing walk across the stage?
What's that?
You doing the walk across the stage?
No, so they don't have that in the summer. They said if I do want to walk, I can do it in the fall slash like winter. It ends in January. I can do it then, but like I don't really want to do that. I'm a little older. Like I understand because I was in the Navy, so I'm not old, but I mean like I'm a little, I'm 27. So I understand for like the younger kids, they want to
Up, Marms, wrap the fuck up. This nigga here.
But I mean, well, it's not just that, but it's also like it's such a big school. So they rent out Prudential Center, which is really cool actually, to do the graduation. But it's like every graduating class is like 6,000 kids. So you're there for like 3 fucking hours. I don't want to make my family sit there for 3 hours just hearing names. And then other people, the other people, the dean, the valedictorian, all them, they got to go up there and do their hopefully it's only 5 minutes, but it feels like a 20-minute speech. And so like it's like a long fucking thing. And it's like, look, at the end of the day, I'm ready to just give me my diploma. Let me get a job in the meantime, figure out what other school I might be doing in the future, and let's get it going. I understand what I was trying to say is like the kids that go straight from high school and they graduate at like 22, and then it's like, wow, look at all your hard work, and the parents want to see. I get that. But it's like, come on. I'm ready to just let's get this rolling. I'm quick. I'm fast paced. I don't want to sit anywhere for 4 hours unless I'm watching a movie or something.
Yeah. Plus that walking across the stage, a lot of times it ain't for you. It's for other people to see it. Whatever.
Yeah, and like my family's not really like bugging me to do it. I would do it if like all my family members were like, Christian, we want you to walk. Then I'd be like, all right, fine. But like no one,
I want to see you do it.
And I was like, I was joking, not with the grandpa that was having problems, my other grandpa the other day. And he was like, are we gonna see you walk? And I was like, well, it's just coming in the mail. And he was like, we can take a video of you walking to the mailbox. And I was like, yeah, we can do that. Yeah, me walking to the mailbox, get my diploma, and then having a couple beers or something. Yeah, we can do that. But are you guys ready? You guys ready to rock and roll?
And shake that ass for me.
We get some things to talk about. So let's get started in 3, 2. Great morning.
Great morning.
Great morning.
Great morning.
And welcome back to another episode of Great Morning. I am your host, Christian Mermer, Mermdog, whatever the fuck you want to call me. And to the top left of my computer screen, we have with us the Fact Queen, my sister from the East, that Puerto Rican mamacita from Spanish Harlem, Stephanie 3.0. How you doing, sir?
Yay, motherfucking game. How the fuck are we doing?
We are doing
because a lot has happened.
A lot has happened in the yes. Let me say real quick. I know there was a period of time where there weren't many episodes coming out. I'll just say this for the listeners. There's some family trouble. Don't worry, no one's dead. I don't want anyone to freak out, but there was some family trouble that was unfortunately occupying all of my time, and I had to step up for the first time, really. As like a man, I felt like in my life I had to really help out some people. So, which I feel good about, but at the same time it was also very stressful and time consuming. So unfortunately I could not be here. But hopefully it's some stuff is still going on, but hopefully it's starting to die down a little bit. So hopefully we can get back into a rhythm at least. But we will keep you updated on that afterwards. But anyway, enough about that. Stephanie, I see you got, what is that? Is that, I think my sister wears, did you just get out of the shower?
Yeah, so
yeah.
Because see, while we're recording, I'm gonna have my brother dye my hair. So I had to and then I was looking at myself in the mirror. I was telling my mom, I was like, holy shit. So one of the last memories that I have of my grandma was when she was like on her final days.
Hmm.
And she had like a turban, a white turban. And
Oh, okay.
it so happens that I had wrapped my hair like this and I put it in the back like that. And then I looked at myself in the mirror. I'm like, holy shit, I look like my grandma.
You look like your grandma, yeah.
I'm like, hi,
Aw,
grandma.
that's sweet.
But yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna dye my hair. I'm gonna dye it like an eggplant kind of color. It's like a dark, intense pink red, you know.
Oh,
Yeah, so
I
The
thought
fuck
eggplants were
for?
purple.
huh?
I thought eggplants were purple.
Well, I don't know. This just says dark, intense pink red. So whatever happens, happens. But you know,
Wow.
I'm light peach. So any color goes
What
well with.
what's going on in your life that you got to color your hair that extreme?
Oh, I mean, I've had this hair color before.
Oh, I guess they
Right.
can be kind of red, depending on the. I don't know if you can see my screen. They're like different shapes and
Yeah.
stuff. Oh, jeez, it's not shit.
But nah, you know, I just think that, you know, I'm in school and you know, I just feel like there's just a lot of changes that's gonna happen with myself. So I just figured, you know, fuck a New Year's resolution, new year, new me. It's a fucking new Stephanie. And Stephanie is gonna graduate. Stephanie has maintained an amazing fucking GPA, you
Right.
know. So like Sandy the squirrel is doing motherfucking great things in life. You feel me? And I'm just excited. I'm fucking excited about everything that's coming, and everything happens for a reason. Timing is everything. And I'm just like, go fucking Stephanie.
That's fucking awesome. Keep
That
that
all
up.
right? That makes sense. All right, never mind. That makes sense. All right, you explained it in between all. Like girls just don't go do extreme hair colors, you know, and hair changes. You guys are like fucking what is it, butterflies and all that other stuff. Like when you and lizards and tropical frogs. When you
Not
yeah,
a
when you
tropical
change
frog.
yeah, with all the
Frog.
extreme hair colors and shit like that. Like yeah, you know the more color they have in their hair, the more shits that's going on in their life. You
Oh
kind of like
yeah.
gotta stay away. Yeah, like, and this is dating advice for anybody that's single. If you approach a girl with multiple color hair, man, or extreme color hair, bro, just let
Let
her
her
finish
heal
her
in
journey.
peace.
Yeah, let
Let
her
her
heal,
heal in
dog.
peace.
She
Let her
doing
heal.
she got some shit going on. She doing more than just work and fucking going home.
Let that bitch heal. Leave her the fuck alone. And if you can,
Yeah,
you know, send us some money through Cash App.
yeah. And if she got black pink black fucking fingernails, the dark
Oh,
tips, just
that's
gotta let you know, hey, her
that's
piece is negativity. All right. That's there is a level of peace that they find in negativity. You know?
Hey, some men are attracted to the chaotic.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some men like to have their lives. You always see that. You always see like, well, not maybe always. And I'm not shitting on women here because there's plenty of crazy fucking men out there, believe me. But I feel like you always see like the most relaxed, like chill, normal guy with that kind of girl that's just like everything is just stressful and chaotic in her life, and it's just like the guy's just like flowing with it. And I think it's because deep down, maybe the guy knows, hey, my life's a little boring. I want to spice things up a little bit. Yeah, I want to have a little entertainment, you know. I want to go out for 5 minutes with my friends and then get 20 phone calls asking where I've been all day. And it's like I just left the house. like I'm
You
not
know
doing
what?
anything.
Then they be like, "Don't come back, Dan," and then you don't come back, and then they're like, "Where the fuck have you been?"
Yeah, then yeah. So I think some guys I think they like it. I think it's obviously not healthy, but I think some
Hey,
guys
man,
thrive in that kind of relationship. But anyway,
I,
I know
I
enough
ain't never
about
met a
that.
black fingernail type or multicolored hair type that I ain't never been drained empty.
You just got to be cautious. Well, the problem is, here's another thing, real quick, and then we'll introduce you, my fine sir. The other problem is, uh, and again, this isn't just women. I think everyone does this. Like the first 3 months, that's usually when you get hooked into a relationship. The first 3 months, they act like a completely different person. And again, not just the
Yeah.
women, you know, men do that too. Like they act like, oh, I'm going to be the most amazing person, so this person really likes me. And then once you start liking the person, then their true colors start showing. And then it's kind of like, oh, fuck. Either I got to stick with this or this is going to suck. So it's kind of like, you know, you get sucked
Yeah.
in because no one's like, well, sometimes they are, but like usually people are pretty, uh, you know, they understand that like, hey, I shouldn't act fucking crazy the first week I'm with this guy because he'll be like, he'll want to leave immediately. So They kind of
Unless you're
sink
me,
in.
I'm good. I'm good for like the year. I do a year.
You do a year of what? Of what
Yeah,
being normal, and then you let it out?
yeah. Then you realize like this dude just doesn't care about nothing. Yeah, this dude don't care about shit.
Well, maybe you're the perfect man then, Chuck.
He's emotionless and some bullshit. He thinks
Speaking
everything's funny.
Speaking of Chuck, to the bottom, now it's switched again, to the bottom of my computer screen, we have with us our in-studio comedian, Topaz Kin, Chubbsway, DJ Chucky. How the hell you doing today, bro?
What's good, y'all? How y'all feeling? Of course, we've been fucking
Doing
talking.
great.
What's good?
Doing good, man. Doing good, man. I got a softball team practice thing
Oh, okay.
after this, so it's gonna be a good time. Just watch the U.S. women's win the gold, man.
Yeah.
Men's won the. We're the most dominant fucking country.
Dude, yes, the Olympics have been going on since we last spoke to you listeners. Um I'll be honest, I was never I'm very indifferent about the Olympics. I completely understand a lot of the things people are doing are incredible. I mean, they pick the best people in the world to compete. It's not just a bunch of amateurs, so it's always impressive no matter what it is. But I've never really found myself like just like sitting down when I get home, like, oh, you know what? I want to put on the Olympics. Like I'll watch if I'm out like at a bar and it's on, like I'll watch it. But like other than that, I always just catch glimpses of it. I was never into it like how I am with like football, which also is like starting again. Um, so I'm very indifferent with the Olympics. I just maybe I find it a little boring, which is sad because I understand that what they're doing is fucking incredibly impressive. I was talking to a friend of mine not long ago, and he was probably not the first person to come up with this idea, but he said it to me, and I thought it was great. Is that before every Olympic sport, before every competition, trial, whatever happens, before they show it. So say it's like the 400-meter dash. What they
Yeah.
should do is just have like regular guys like us do it first to show then when like the actual athletes go out there how fucking impressive it is because like it's like because when you're watching just like it's weird when you're watching like the best people in the world doing something. It's
Yeah.
kind of I don't know, maybe it's a little mundane to me because it's like they're very close to each other. They're very like even the swimming, right? I usually like the swimming, and they're doing like 1,500-meter swims back and forth. And like deep down, I know it's impressive because they're swimming fucking crazy fast. They're the fastest swimmers on the planet. But to me, it just like it just feels like you're just watching guys go back and forth. But if you saw guys like me and Chuck and like Jimmy or just in O'Shea, like whoever, just like regular dudes go out there and do it first. First of all, I don't think we'd even finish the 1,500-meter. I think like halfway
Bro,
through we'd be like,
I ain't finishing 5 meters.
yeah,
Hey,
I
I'm
feel like
fucking going down.
we'd be so tired. We'd take a break in the middle and be like, we'd hold on to the lines there, like, all right,
Yeah,
hold on,
yeah.
time out.
Hold on to the line, yelling at somebody to come get my black ass. That's what I'm doing. Come get me.
So I think that would be really entertaining to see, like, oh man, that must be hard. Those guys are like fucking quitting halfway through, and then you see the athletes do it, and they're doing boom, 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 like, and you're just like, holy shit. Again, like with every sport, like volleyball, have us go out there at first. We're fucking like missing the shots. I'm like hitting the ball like this. Like, what was that legal? Was that legal? No, that wasn't legal. And then they play it. I think if they did that, it would be fucking. Then I'd be like, all right, this is very impressive. I know it's impressive, but it'd be very impressive that way. Also, I want to add another thing about the Olympics. But first, Chuck, I think you had to say something.
I was about to say the only regular dudes they had were fucking the break dancers. Just because they did some shit that I can do, I was like, I can do all of that.
I was just gonna bring that up. So this is the first time breakdancing has been in the Olympics. I think they also said, I don't know if this is true, but I think they also said it's the last time because I don't think it was as popular as they thought. But whose fucking idea was it to have breakdancing in the Olympics? That I just feel like that's a weird one.
First of all, what?
No, go ahead, Stephanie. You got something on your mind?
Who the fuck said it was okay to have that as a fucking sport?
The Olympic Committee, I guess.
Like, we are just going further and further and further back. Like, we are just regressing There is no type of fucking progression whatsoever. Because what the fuck? Are we serious? Like, I feel like the fucking Olympics is now like equivalent to the motherfucking Grammys. Like, it's a fucking shit show. It's a circus.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe they did it because they were hoping. I don't know. You would think maybe they were hoping like maybe this will get more like younger viewers to watch the Olympics,
Like-
but it's like I don't
Well,
think
it-
breakdancing is that like this isn't the 90s.
this is what I'm saying. Like, you could have chose anything else, but breakdancing?
You know what? I hate to be this guy. You want to hear something? I'm going to sound like a pervert or something, but you know what would have gotten a lot of people to watch the Olympics if they did twerking. If they did a twerking competition. Oh my God,
No.
that would have been. Everyone would be like, "Hey man, I love the Olympics. They're very talented." We'd be sitting there.
I
Like,
don't know if motherfuckers was like trolling, but they were saying that they consider twerking as a sport, and I'm just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me! Like, this is
I mean,
not
you only
like, this
yeah.
can't-
There is no creativity in twerking. There's
like,
only
what are we doing?
there's only so many variants of it. They should have done fucking stripping polling because you can get real
Yeah,
creative.
that
now
is
that-
also more impressive.
Now that is interesting. I'd pay to watch that because that takes a lot of core. You know what I'm saying? Like, that takes a lot of strength. That like is a lot that goes into that shit. But fuck
Yeah.
breakdancing,
I like
like,
how
Is there-
Chuck said it was
is there-
stripper polling.
but it's the
Stripper
truth.
polling. Is there a
Like-
stripper pole Olympics? That's what I want to know. There's
Right.
dancing.
And if it's not, let's
Olympics.
start it.
We could have the Olympics and we'd be all right. Like,
The Olympics.
yeah.
What's up?
Oh, this is an
Like,
idea.
Yo, Chuck, we should definitely write to them and be like, yo, so what's up? Since we have breakdancing, can we have the Olympics or what? Can
Well, I
we
think
have
they're
the
getting
strippers
rid of the
strippers of the
breakdancing.
United States and have them come and do their thing?
Yeah, pole dancing at the Olympics. What's up?
That's yeah. I mean that would probably be a little more interesting as well. Also, like again, I think they're getting rid of the breakdancing. I will say I was reading that back. I think for a while. I think they stopped in the 80s. They did have ballroom dancing as an Olympic sport for a little while. But again, I guess that was just too. It's like okay, fine. Like how many times can these people fucking twirl each other in the air and all this shit? So I don't know. And then also people were making fun
They
of that
already
poor.
thought about it. God damn it.
That poor girl in Australia, that breakdance. Did you see that? Like that was they considered that the worst one where she was like hopping around like a bunny and shit. And she was just like,
Not when you see it.
there's a bunch of people like saying online, they were like, bro, I could break dance better than that girl. I'm like, come on now. Maybe I could find that in a bit. But yeah, anyway, so like, you know, we're definitely, I guess, talking about some current events today. So that happened. I also want to bring up, again, we don't talk about our political opinion here on the show, yet some things in the politics world has definitely occurred since we last recorded. I don't know which one you want to talk about first, either a certain someone dropping out of the race or someone getting shot.
Or somebody using AI to fill the crowd of the pictures. The fuck? They use AI for that. For Harris's goddamn pictures.
So, which one do you want to talk about first?
We could talk about Harris using AI for her pictures. You know,
AI.
that's kind of yeah.
She used
Her
AI.
her crowd photos are all AI generated. Like people are starting to discover that she's using AI to fill her crowds up.
Oh, I see what you mean. To like add more people.
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that true?
yeah, 100%, dude. I'm like actively following it because it's funny. I'm starting to see it all the time.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Well, I mean, hey, I mean, I don't think that's the worst thing a politician's done, but I mean, what you know, I mean,
It's
that is
not.
that is kind of weird. If that is true, I haven't seen anything about that yet personally, but I'm not calling you a liar. But what I'm saying is, in the political world, there's a lot of, you know, on both sides, there's a lot of like, this person did that, and it's like, oh my God, that's the worst thing ever. And it's like, well, that's not actually true. So. But yeah, so Harris is now running against Trump. Biden dropped out. I know we're gonna talk about that briefly. But what's weird is people were saying that for years, since he first got into office. And I was one of the few guys, I think, I'll be honest, I was on the other side. I was like, well, no, he always said he was gonna run. I think he's gonna run. I don't think he's gonna drop out. And then I was wrong. I'll admit I was completely wrong. And it's kind of crazy. I know now it's been a few weeks since that happened, so maybe it's not as interesting right now anymore. But it is interesting to think that that's the second time that's ever happened in history. So
Yeah.
like that's pretty fucking nuts that we've
Wait,
witnessed that.
when was the first time?
The first time was LBJ. LBJ did not run for a second term. He
LeBron James?
LeBron James did not run for a second term. Yes, I know. Lyndon B. Johnson. He was so he was it was weird because he was technically like president for like 6 years or something because he was JFK's vice president and then JFK was assassinated, so he becomes president. And then he was president for 4 years, and he didn't want to run again because he was unpopular, and people were, I mean, it was kind of true. They blamed him for the escalation of the Vietnam War, which was not popular in America at the time. So he did not run again. But it wasn't anything. It wasn't like he was like, I'm too old to do this. It was just like, I'm not doing this again. So, and then Nixon won. So, and then what's interesting about that is there's people alive today, like my grandfather, my grandmother, like, some like older folk, even my dad, technically. Well, no, it was after my dad. But there's still people alive today that now have seen this twice in history. A president being like, I'm not running again.
Damn.
It's kind of crazy. So it's interesting to see this in history. And it sucks. I kind of can't help but feel a little bad for Biden. Not on the political side, but like he had wanted to be president since the 70s, and it took so long, and then he finally does it. He finally becomes president, and like within 2 years of him being president, all the other Democrats are like, hey, nah, you gotta stop, bro. You gotta step down.
With all due respect, I feel like there should be a fucking age limit on who should be president.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
like if we have to fucking stop working at fucking 65 or whatever the case may be, like, come on, like why, like honestly, like why are we relying on old ass fucking people, old ass dogs trying to teach them new tricks? Like make that shit fucking make sense. You're still like your mindset is we are evolving every fucking day. Like what the fuck? Like I cannot sit here and be okay with a whole bunch of fucking old ass people dictating on what we should and should not do. And there's way too fucking many of us for us to be fucking listening to all these fucking old ass people. Like,
yeah,
what? No.
And it's really been something that's really only happened, I feel like, recent history, but like really post World War II history. Well, except for Obama. Obama was a little younger. But yeah, most of the presidents were a little older, at least in their 60s, some 70s. But like there were young presidents. Like that's happened before. The oldest or the youngest you can be is 35. And JFK, I think, was 37, 38 when he was president. And then the youngest president we ever had was actually Theodore Roosevelt, Teddy Roosevelt. He was 35. So it's happened before. We've had young presidents, and they've done. It's not like they've always been shitty. You can say what you want about JFK. He was a little bit of a, depending on how you view him. Some people love him. Some people know, he's a little, kind of escalated the Vietnam War a little bit. But like Teddy Roosevelt is one of the most beloved presidents in U.S. history, and the guy was 35. The young guy to be president.
So you mean to tell me that bro was younger than me?
Oh yeah, that dude. And I know it's crazy. He looks older because he just had that like gruff look about him and that mustache. Let me bring up a picture of Teddy Roosevelt. But he was very young. He was very, very young. Let me bring up a picture of him real quick. But yeah, so it's worked out before. So I don't, they need some they probably need some younger people. And I think maybe that's one of the reasons also Kamala has been getting a little more popular these last few, I guess, weeks, we should say. I feel like it hasn't been a full month yet. Maybe it's been a whole month. But she's getting a little more popular because she's not that young though. She's like 60, right? How old is Kamala? Does anyone know?
I don't know. Let's
I think
Google
40.
it.
Huh? What'd you
Like
say? Joe?
45. Like 45, I think.
She is not 45.
She's 59.
She's
God
59,
damn, she
yeah.
look good for her age. Shit, black don't crack for real.
45.
No,
Jesus.
she's Asian. Asian don't crack either. It just hits really hard once it does.
Look at this man. This man is 35 years old.
Damn, and he look older than fucking Kamala.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. He had that like gruff look about him.
Gee, crap.
But he's
Bro,
he was
look,
looked like he
seen
went through some shit.
Damn.
But yeah, he was the youngest president we've ever had in history. This guy right here.
You know, we really just looked like shit back then.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, we did look worse back then.
God damn.
Because that was back then, you know, people were getting married at fucking 14 and shit. And like,
Oh
like,
yeah.
he's like, I'm the man of the house. How old are you? 15. It's like, oh man, you better get a job. It's like, yeah. It's like now it's
Fucking
like
gray hair and shit. God damn, bro, look 60.
yeah, now it's like, how old are you? 25. What are you doing? Still living at my parents. That makes sense. it's like yeah.
25, still living with his parents 10 years later. 10
Yeah.
years later. Dude's
Then-
running the country.
That was pretty impressive. So we can do it. I mean, you know, there are some younger people. I don't know. How do you guys think it's going to go now? Because I know we've had again, not sharing your political opinion, but who do you think will be our president come November? Because either way, we're going to have a new president. It's not going to be Biden anymore since he dropped out. So you think it's going to be we're going to have Trump back, or do you think Kamala's going to get it?
Poor is going to stay poor, rich going to stay rich. But we also know that I'm running for president after. It's going to happen.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
I say sexy red for president. Get it sexy. Get it sexy.
No, I didn't say who you want to have. I said, who do you think is going to win?
I don't know. Honestly, I'm not voting, so I don't know.
Trump, man, he's going to offer a stimmy package.
Trump is not going to win. I'll tell you that much. He's not.
Okay. All right. Well,
you heard it here. Great morning. That's what they're going to do.
Yeah, 2 on I really don't know. I think it's close. I think it's very close. Although all Trump's got to do is let me bring that up. Let's play around with that. I think all Trump's got to do is win 2 of those states, right?
The government does enough. If you want to give to the poor, and you want the poor to be helped, maybe the local fucking rich folks should help out. And I mean, they give to these charities and all that other stuff, but they could probably do a little bit more.
Well,
so, you know,
here's something I would like to point out as well. That's very bipartisan, I believe. I'm not shitting on Republicans or Democrats. And Chuck, you said it pretty well in the beginning of this podcast when we started talking about this stuff too, is that, you know, no matter who's in power, some people still suffer. Some people still, you know, benefit. Nothing has really changed post, you know, really World War II or maybe even after the 50s. Like, Kamala or Trump, whichever one of them wins, neither one of them are going to win. And just like a massive, like drastic change is going to happen where the country becomes a utopia. Not going to happen. So, you know, and I know you pointed that out before.
100% is assistance. That's all they want.
Yeah. So I guess we'll see how it goes. But
who has the assistance? Who wants to get a handout? Everybody, all these people just want a damn handout. And that's all that homegirl gonna be talking about is how I'm hand out something.
Are they debating?
She don't want to. And she just booking on the abortion thing. And I mean, honestly, that's the only thing that'll probably win the whole game because everybody don't want to have fucking babies. I get that.
Wait, I'm looking it up. I think
but there's a long-term goal, you know, either way. Because if you got to think about the military strength long term. There's a scientific long term on that.
What do you mean?
So like I walk through like a loud part of my house. So like the most I hate to say this, but most people that join the military are people that don't have anything. And a lot of people that should have been aborted, like if their parents thought about aborting them, are people that don't have anything. So if you stop abortion, you have more people that don't have anything. So if you have more people that don't have anything, you have more people that's going to join the military. This is 20 years from now. This is 20 years.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, you have more people that join the military. So stopping abortion just boosts the military in 20 years. That's all it does, which ain't bad. I get it. You know, scientifically, I get it. But this is people's lives we talking about. There's a lot of people in the military that should have been aborted that probably couldn't be aborted because that state didn't support abortion.
That's
their parents. Ain't no parents gonna say that though. No parents are gonna be like, I should have aborted you, you know. Nobody's gonna say that shit. And then if they do tell a kid that, they go off the crack. So you can't say that to people, but it's a reality. You know, it's a
That's
reality.
that's really interesting because that that's probably not the craziest thing I've ever heard because yeah, the military gives a shit ton of benefits and it's easy for like, hey, listen, you're out of high school or you get your GED or whatever, and it's like you can't afford college, you can't really get a job right now, or if you don't have like a good skill yet, join the fucking military. We'll pay for your college. And not only that, if you stay in the military long, you'll get a retirement, all that shit. So it is kind of like, hey, just join the military. All worst comes to worst, join the military. And then they just got more people join the military because of that. That's interesting. I've never really heard. Yeah, that's an interesting way to look at it.
You cannot say that. That is my conspiracy. You can't say that though. You can't say we need to stop abortion so we can support our military because no one's going to think about it in the scientific light or the long-term light. There are people are so small-minded that they don't look at the big picture. They don't look at the whole thing, and no one looks at it long term. But long term, if you stop abortion, you just boost the military. That's really what you do.
Well, that is very interesting. That's an interesting. Okay. Well, I guess we'll see how things go in the coming months because this has been a pretty big political summer. Trump got shot, man. That's fucking crazy. That motherfucker got shot.
But you know what killed me though? Like this man really came outside to 50 Cent. Like many men.
Yes. Yes. Well, 50 Cent put his face during one of his concerts.
And then fucking nah, this bitch, like, she really gotta wrap it the fuck up. Like you know what? I really think that is mad racist of her to even sit here and even fucking have Megan Thee Stallion at her motherfucking political shit. Like, bitch, this bitch is really twerking and talk about, yeah, and I'm like, what are you eyeing for? And then shaking your ass like, why are we fucking body at a fucking political thing? Like, bitch, wrap it the fuck up. That's mad.
Let me tell you,
mad offensive. Because all
there's
you
a sign
that black people are good for this kind of shit. The fuck, that's not being relatable. You being mad fucking racist and stereotypical. In my opinion.
But there's a scientific explanation for that. I would do it too if I need to get me some women votes that got multicolored hair.
Because all you're saying is that this is all we like. You're stereotyping.
But it is. It is.
So then black people have to stop the outrage because it is what it is.
You not.
I'm just saying.
Because it is. It's
all right. So then black people need to stop with the outrage because if this is what it is, then you can't be mad. So you got to call a spade a spade. If this is how you like to be represented, then you cannot be mad when people fucking say certain shit. Period.
You gotta talk to the community that gets the most abortions.
Oh, man.
Oh boy, what's going on?
What was the community?
What is happening right now?
That was crazy. But you know what? It's the truth, though.
No, okay, I do understand your point, though, Stephanie, that can be seen as like, that's just stereotypical. Like, oh, let's do this stereotypical thing for this certain group of people because then I'll get their votes. I can understand that being offensive to you. And then also I understand Chuck's point of saying like, yeah, but no matter if it's offensive or not, if it works, why not do it? So.
Right. But then it just, all right. But it also goes back to these people being hypocritical. You know what I mean? Because you can't sit here and be like, well, no, I'm a strong, independent woman and blah, 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 blah. And then, but this is how people, like, you're going to be put into a fucking box, no matter how, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That's just how I see it. I just think it's really hypocritical.
What you put in?
You know, I put gel and I try to fucking wash it off.
Yeah, this is great.
Well, that goes back to the thing too, where people have a problem when celebrities come out and endorse someone. So not just on that side, so like Megan Thee Stallion, but like we could use like Taylor Swift, for instance. Like Taylor Swift has a lot of fucking fans out there, and last time she said to all her fans, like, go vote for Biden or something. And like, I think now, I don't know if she has said it yet, but I think people are saying like she's gonna say like go vote for Kamala.
Yeah.
And and it's kind of it. I don't know. It's very strange because like at the same time, you know, I this is a free country, so I believe celebrities, they're allowed to say, you know, who they want to vote for and who they think you should
Like,
vote
look
for.
at
That's
Cardi.
fine.
I'm sorry, Merns. Look at Cardi. This bitch was going hard, banging her chest. Yeah, because you know, politics was my favorite shit. The history was my shit. Bitch, you out here talking about vote for Biden. What the fuck did Biden do, sis? What? What did he do? Because you out here like, y'all gotta fucking vote. Y'all. And what the fuck did you give us? Oh, nothing. Nothing.
See,
Like,
there it
okay.
is. That word right there. You said, what did you give us? Well, we don't need to get given.
You got. That's what happened.
We
That's
don't
what
need
happened.
to be get
You got
given.
Well,
It's over.
I think what Stephanie's saying, Chuck, is that if you promise to give something and then you don't, that's pretty shitty. But I mean, I also understand what Chuck's saying is like, you know, this is America. If you want something, you gotta put in the effort. You gotta work for it.
That's what everybody do. I mean, not everybody, but all these foreigners, they do that shit. I'm tired of going to the doctor and seeing a non-American as the fucking doctor. I'm fucking sick of it. I guess I ain't
No, I
I ain't
agree
sick
with
of it
you.
to change. I ain't sick of it to change it, but I'm like, damn, it's kind of like rude. You know, it's almost rude. I'm like,
Well,
damn,
a lot of those countries put
you
that.
leave India, and I mean, I've been to India where I've seen people fucking crossing the street, riding on the elephant, you know, well, not crossing the street, but they were going down the street, riding on the elephant and all that other stuff. And meanwhile, they got kids on the back of it. These kids are going to be that fun. They memories are riding on the elephant, you know, getting it out the mud, living like that. And then boom, here you go. The same goddamn kids that was riding on the elephant are the same fucking kids that's about to do open heart surgery on your motherfucking ass.
Yeah,
You
but
know what I mean?
in those countries like India and China, where we get a lot of doctors from, they really push their kids to like do hard in school, and they're very smart. So it's not like they're bad doctors. They push them, and they say that to them too, because like how their countries work, they won't make as much being a doctor in India or even in China. So what do? You become an incredible doctor, you move to the United States, and you get we're of course we're going to hire you as a doctor. You know, it's not like they're coming here to be like, I, I, I want to like mow people's lawns or something. You know, they're not doing that. They go to school and they become great at being a doctor. They're very knowledgeable, and then they come here and they get paid a shit ton more money than they would getting paid over there. That's why
We're just worse parents.
they
Shitty
I
fucking
would say
parents.
they do work.
America,
They do push them
we're
that.
fucking, yeah, we're fucking spoiled. We think all that shit should be given to us. And then we want to fucking take our ass to the goddamn Asian fucking Indian goddamn doctors and get fixed up. We're fucking shitty fucking parents. Me too. I'm a shitty fucking parent. Because I didn't fucking give birth to any goddamn future doctors either.
Oh, well, not me. Speak for yourself, because I gave birth to a future engineer because Landon said that he's going to be an engineer.
Good.
How old is he?
6.
Oh, all
He's
right.
adamant about it.
Well, mark this day on it and then wait till he fucking it's college application time. And then ask him again and be like, hey, I thought you said you want to be an engineer.
Listen, Landon is going to be destined for greatness.
Well, that's good, and that's good that he's saying something like that. Usually, 6-year-olds don't say shit like that, so that's already a good sign. But I mean, yeah, that's a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
An engineer is a great fucking job. I was just looking at U.S. Gov jobs here, and at Picatinny Arsenal, I think right now they're hiring for I think it's even just like a GS10 engineer job. So it's not even like, well, that is kind of high, but it's not super high, and it's like 110,000 a year salary. So that's being an engineer is a
That's
great job.
that's nice kind of right now. I mean, you really need about 125, 130K a year
Yeah, well,
to
that's
be
why
able to
they
survive.
suggest you get married and two people are making dual incomes. But
Fucking whack.
yeah. So but I mean, that's being an engineer. That's great. A lot of math he's gonna have to do though. But so I hope he likes that. But it's if you can fucking do it, hell fucking yeah. And good for him for having those aspirations already this young. I think at 6 years old, I wanted to be a cowboy. So good for him.
I wanted to be a rapper.
Yeah. So he's already doing better than me. So, and I did graduate from college. So, you know, how much worse can he be? I doubt he can be worse.
You better hold him to it, and you better push him forward too.
Every day when he falls asleep, just whisper before you leave. Stephanie, just be like, "Engineer." Just like every night,
Yeah,
just whisper that in his
fucking
ear.
tell him some math problems.
Read nothing.
Yeah, I will. I'm gonna be like, come on, my little engineer. But we actually bought him like some shit. It's like a stem where you can because he wants to build robots and shit like that.
Oh wow.
Well, so we bought him a thing where it taught him how to build like an animatronic hand or some shit like that, like a robotic hand, some shit like
Yeah.
that. And he did it. He enjoyed that shit, and he has it downstairs.
That's
I'm just
that's
like,
awesome.
I just want to influence my son because I just Landon got it in him, and Landon, I don't know, I as every parent is always gonna say, they have a special kid. Like Landon is really fucking special, and Landon is really gonna do something like big in his lifetime, and I'm ready for it.
Mediocre.
I hope he does, and I think that's fucking awesome. And he that'd be crazy if he does the robotics thing. We find out like in 30 years, Landon's one of the first people to make like the first android. Could you imagine that? It's like, oh my God, he's like on the team that makes the first like android that's like very realistic human. And it's like,
That
oh
would be so
geez,
fire. And he's gonna say made by best friend.
yes. And that's what that'll be the program name for it.
Best friend.
Program Best Friend. Operation Best Friend. And then it's like,
I like that, Operation Best Friend.
oh my God. And then he gets he builds the first, that's real quick, and that because I know we gotta go here, but it's so sad that because they're starting to do that now with like, well, first of all with AI, but they're trying to make like a robotic, like an android, and I think they're immediately starting with a woman. That's what I've been seeing shit about. And it's just so crazy
Yeah.
how quick everyone
Elon Musk has one.
yeah, they're all being like, it's crazy how everyone is so quick, like to be like, yeah. So when is it gonna have a working vagina too? That's what I want to know. And it's like, yeah,
That's
buddy, we
easy.
know,
They already
right?
have. Yeah, that was probably Jesus Christ.
It's just gonna be for like sex. It's just gonna...
Well, hopefully it's fucking like moist proof because you don't need to be fucking trying to be all in, you know what I'm saying? And then you get a shot. Like you don't need that shit in your life.
No, I don't think it would be
'cause-
metallic. I think they would. I think that would probably be an easier part for the engineers to design, if anything. I think the hardest part is programming a robot to act and talk and walk like a human. That's probably the hardest part. I think the vagina would probably be actually one of the easier parts to create.
just because that's made already in like all the fleshlights and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, they could do it like that. I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but it's like that's just gonna happen. I wonder if we're gonna see that in our lifetime. But that's gonna be one of the first things. Is like, hey, everyone, we made the first android. Looks, talks, and walks like a real person. And so that's gonna be the first. Like, if they had like a what do you call it? Like a town rally about it. The first question someone's gonna raise their hand. Yes, you sir.
It
Can I have
exists
sex
already.
with it? Can
It
I have
exists.
sex with it?
I guarantee it exists, bro. You just gotta have them.
No, I don't think yet, but it's definitely gonna happen. Definitely gonna happen.
It exists. It happens. It's now. It is now. It exists. Elon Musk he has one.
I don't think it's fully fleshed out though yet, where it looks like a human. I'm talking like Blade Runner kind of shit here, like where you can't even tell the difference. Like,
Man, I gotta find the pic. I saw it on Twitter. I gotta find the pic.
Anyway, on that note, on sex with AI, we've talked about a lot of stuff here today, but unfortunately, we're getting to that sad time of the podcast. But we're gonna wrap things up here and let everyone go. Stephanie's getting her hair done. Chuck's got to do some softball shit, and I got to get doing some family shit. So anyway, let's go around the horn here. Stephanie, do you have any last minute plugs for listeners?
No, I don't have no fucking last minute plugs, but I will say this. Remember to look both ways before crossing the street. And remember to always stay strapped because you never know when the fucker ops are coming your way. Bow! Bow, bow, bow.
Yes,
And that's it.
absolutely.
So stay strapped.
Thank you, Stephanie, for that. And of course, Chuck, my friend, do you have any last minute plugs for listeners?
Man, just share our shit. Sorry we've been gone for so long, but life be happening. Life be lifing. You know what I mean? Life be lifing and life be lifing hard. But share our shit. God damn it, we love y'all. Appreciate it.
Dude, we appreciate all of you. Thank you, Chuck, for that. And my last minute plugs are, of course, you can follow Great Morning _ the podcast on Instagram. You can follow You Love Steph, DJ Chucky, You can follow TopazKin. You can follow Slightly Special with 2 L's at the end. You can follow O'Shea.iv on Instagram. You can follow Trip Guy Jimmy. That's TRYPGODJIMI on Instagram as well. And, like Stephanie said, stay strapped. Be smart out there. Check on your family, too. Not saying no one does, but, check in on everyone every once in a while. Make sure everything's going okay. Trust me on that. And, tell the people that you love them every day. Remember to do that as well. Because you'll regret it if you don't. Anyway, enough of that. We will see you all again soon. Thank you for the long wait. But that was our episode. Great morning.
Great motherfucking morning.
Great morning.
Great morning.
Great morning.
Great morning.
Great morning.